Hello, Sagittarius. Happy start of the week because today is Monday, July 6, 2026, and you need to be very attentive to those situations, to those wounds from the past that you haven't managed to heal, or that you still aren't ready to heal. Because healing those emotional or existential wounds from the past, or from life in general, also depends on your own decision, since only in those wounds will you find the rebirth of your new self, your fresh start. It's there that you'll finally leave behind the people who hurt you, the toxic individuals in your life. But first, you need to have your own conviction. Try letting go of sadness and that feeling of guilt, even just a little bit each day. Carrying it with you serves no purpose at all. Has it actually made you feel better? No, it only adds more weight your shoulders have to carry. So rise up, as the smart sign you are, and take your time, take your space. New situations are coming your way that will bring you positive energy, marking the start of a new phase within you. Days of success and prosperity lie ahead, and you'll gain something truly important in your life. But you can't close yourself off. You need to see much further beyond this. So at the very least, become aware of what could be better for you, because that in itself is already a step forward. Now let's get into the specific details about love, health, work, and your lucky numbers and fortune for this week. As for your health, are you paying attention or paying close attention to your immune system? You should do a little more exercise. Eat slightly fresher meals, like salads, full of vibrant color and great variety. Avoid condiments that are loaded with too much salt, too much sodium, or excessive amounts. The stars clearly recommend a more balanced diet during this phase of your life. That doesn't mean you can't treat yourself to your little indulgences, but everything you eat should still provide the essential nutrients and vitamins you need for healthy, fruitful growth. I'm not talking about growing taller. Those of us who have reached a certain age have already stopped growing. You know, we're not going to grow any taller, but we do need to avoid getting too wide around. You know what I mean. But not because of some obsessive aspect. No. Rather because of health, because feeling good, because being healthy. Because, for example, there are people who are born with a naturally broad back structure, and they'll always tend to be a little bit bigger, a bit more built. It's nothing serious, but the key is that their fat storage level remains consistent and healthy. So there are people we see as big-bodied, and we might think they're a bit overweight, but no, they're not. They've just been born with that body structure. But what I'm getting at, and what Jupiter is really emphasizing, is that Jupiter is the planet responsible for expansion, but it also oversees the expansion of the body. So you've got to keep it in check, through good health and staying well, so your lab results come back consistent and clear. In your professional life, you're facing a negative situation involving someone in your social circle, possibly a colleague or work partner. The person you usually trust may not be handling things the way you'd like, potentially creating some conflict. Maybe you offer advice, and later you see them doing exactly as they please. Of course, they have the freedom to do so, but if this affects your work, you'll need to take that into account. That's why it's important to set boundaries. Clarify where you end and the other person begins, so you can reflect and think about the situation you might be going through. Don't shut yourself off. Instead, weigh the pros and cons of having this partner, especially if the matter were to become serious. Of course. Or if it's a work partner, and you don't have a choice but to work with them, then make it as pleasant as possible. Wrap up those situations and don't leave anything unresolved. That way, you can put a definitive end to your stress. So at least your time at this job is as coherent and sensible as it can be. If you're looking for work, you're at a point in your life when you're likely opening up to other possibilities without losing sight of how you work or your industry. It's true that you might try to improve what's already obvious, enhance what you already know how to do, and that's a real strength of yours, so you can definitely make the most of it. For the financial topic, an important meeting with an old friend could bring a new source of income into your life. You'll need to apply the knowledge and skills you've developed throughout your journey, because only in that way will you be able to meet and fulfill the expectations others have of you. Maximum patience. Think about how money relates to other people's expectations. Well, for instance, if you run your own business, you already know you need to focus more on satisfying your customers than on your own personal needs. That's what I mean. Or if you have a plan to make money in your neighborhood or town, and so on, Maybe you'll need outside contacts because it can't depend 100% on you. You get me? That's exactly where the key point lies. Keep this week's lucky numbers and fortunes close at hand. They'll be with you all week long. The numbers ruling your path are 16, 28, and 44. Play them throughout the week and may you have an abundance of luck, real and lasting luck. And when it comes to love, you're at a moment where you need to open up to learning with your partner. Lately, the circumstances and situations you and your partner have experienced together have a great deal to teach you. But you can't close yourself off, obsess over old patterns, or think you already know everything. You have to stay open, really open to these changes. This means a shift in mindset for both of you, or a change in how you approach things together. But it doesn't mean a sudden or drastic shift. Don't panic. How you choose to respond will clearly define the direction you'll take together. Think carefully about what's happened and draw your own conclusions. If you're single, your spark of passion has ignited and there's no one else to match it. This is your moment when you'll attract the person perfectly meant for you. Keep in mind that if you're already getting to know someone, that might just be them. It all comes down to chemistry. You need to be careful about who you meet, who they really are, get to know them deeply, understand who you're with, and who you can trust. Because acting too quickly on this could bring you some trouble or inconvenience and potentially create toxic situations. Remember, we see faces, but we don't know hearts, so proceed with caution, as the saying goes. And as for your energy level, it's moderate. Now is the time to pause, reflect, observe, and channel your energy inward. Only within yourself can you find the true answers to the questions you've been asking for so long, through this sense of moderation. The positive situation you need to strengthen today is generosity. Use this quality and trait of your sign to build a meaningful and special connection with the people you'll meet in the most unexpected yet familiar places. Also, be careful with naivety. Don't make the mistake of assuming others will act and think the way you do. Only you know what you're thinking and what you're saying. But since you're a pretty innocent sign, when I say innocent, I mean you don't usually assume that people in general could hurt you, and you tend to trust most people. So, be careful with those states, and also watch your intake of excesses, whether it's alcoholic drinks or saturated fats and all those things. These kinds of issues don't help your immune system, even though you already know that treating yourself to a little indulgence now and then isn't harmful. Just keep it that way, once in a while. And when it comes to students, keep going like this. Maintain the discipline you're already practicing and stay consistent with your studies. If you feel you could do more, or if you sense you're not studying quite as much as you should be, then plan. No better time than now, create a study plan. Stay in touch with your classmates, even if it's from a distance, through social media or private messaging to strengthen your bond and build a powerful alliance. Even though later, once you've both finished your degrees, you'll each go your separate ways, still don't ignore them, because they could end up being incredibly helpful to you, or you to them, who knows. But don't lose that connection. And as for compatibility, today you have an absolutely fantastic day with these 3 signs. First of all, with people born under the sign of Taurus, you're in for a very fun day. Your sense of humor is strongly amplified. Closeness in contact feels natural, and you'll find it easy to talk about many different topics or unresolved matters. Second, with people born under the sign of Virgo, you're in for a sensational day, marked by a very logical, very steady approach, with absolutely no issues or negative thoughts. Instead, you'll thrive tremendously in your awareness. And in third place, with people born under the sign of Sagittarius, you're in for a fascinating day, one in which you also feel especially close, able to share communications, confessions, and very positive attitudes, ones that align perfectly with your own views and with those of people of this sign who are very similar to you on certain key topics. Of course, on the downside, you might experience some kind of argument or emotional distance with someone born under the sign of Gemini. But it'll only happen if you actually engage in a fight, and only for today. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. See you tomorrow, Sagittarius.